fell in love with him. He's every inch an invincible spirit with probably a little bit more leg, which I think is ideal for Australia. He's got a great depth of girth, good hip, good shoulder, and the real good looks that Invincible Spirit throws into his progeny.
His first time down here in Australia, offered for the first time to Australian breeders. How has he settled in?
Settled in remarkably well, actually. Look, he's sprinter miler type of horse, so he wants to get on with his job, but he's settled in really well. The guys are really happy with him. He's that beautiful rich bay colour. He's still got his Northern Hemisphere summer coat, which he's really showing himself off well. So, but no, couldn't be happier with how he's settled in. He only arrived on the farm Monday, so he's done remarkably well.
We're talking about his pedigree. It's probably his sire line that really stands out.
Yes, and I think the Invincible Spirit sire line is the one that's really going to be taking off in Australia.
Welcome to ATB-TV. I'm Darren Dance here with Peter Morganti at Sun Stud. Pete.
Yeah, Darren, I'm just looking with Facebook Live again. It's showing too much of me, Darren. I only like it from here up. I've got a big fat jacket on.
Is that what it is? Well, you've had a few pies, you've had a few beers. We were here today at the Sun Stud annual parade of their stallions, Pete.
Yep.
And we saw all the stallions, Ballesprit, Palantino, Ferrante, the new horse, National Defence.
National Defence, yeah.
Fighting Sun and all the boys. Big turnout.
Good calibre stallion material there, Darren. Yeah, it would have been 250, 300 people.
Yep, lovely afternoon until it rained.
Yeah.
But yeah, a few trainers poking about there, sniffing out a bit of business.
Yeah, there was half a dozen there, and yeah, obviously a lot of people probably got mares that are going to come here, and it was a good afternoon. It was quite relaxing, and a couple of beers went down nice.
Well, we're just going to run through this week's runners and results.
We've got people watching, Darren, so it means it's working.
That's working, yeah. Good. So let's go back, Pete.
Wind the clock back to a very wintry weekend last weekend. And
snow in the hills, Pete.
I've never driven to the races and driven through snow, but I did on the way to Flemington last week and watched Mr Moneybags. Oh, look, obviously we didn't expect him to win. He was 150 odd to 1, and he ran 5 lengths from the winner, finished 8th, and look, it's where we probably thought he'd be.
Second up, 1200, Group 3 level, too short, too strong.
Yeah. But
we got bigger fish to fry later in the season with him. But no, that was a pass mark as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, it's the Caulfield 1400 metre race in a fortnight, so we're starting to get into his distance range from now on.
Yep.
As I've lost my bit of paper and it starts to rain. Sunday we had, you went up to Bendigo, Captain Harry, ran 3rd.
As the rain starts to pour down.
Yeah.
Captain Harry, ran 3rd. Look, he had a little bit of time between runs and Mitch dropped him back from 18 to 16.
Yep.
And it was probably a little bit short for him. He was good late. But I felt that next start when he gets back out to 1800, 2000, he can be back in the winner's circle.
Just looking down here if there's any. Hi guys, with David Baker's back. He's a regular. He's a regular. On the same day at Casterton, French Fizz ran 4th. Look, we're probably a bit disappointed. We thought she was a winning chance there, and she's only beaten 2, but probably just didn't pan out the way we thought it would be, outside the leader or leading.
If you don't lead it or outside the leader at Casterton, you got no hope, Pete.
No. She's ran, I don't know if she got through the heavy 100%, but she wasn't bad because she was only beaten 2 lengths.
She was okay,
yeah.
But yeah, we're starting to go blurry on the screen, Pete.
And blurry on the screen, starting to get wet. Plans were to back her up, but the message from the stable is now they're going to give her a little bit more time between runs, and we're about 8 or 9 days away from the next run, either at Pakenham or Swan Hill.
Yep.
Queen of Hell, we went to Ballarat on Tuesday. Well, you want to move?
I'm just thinking about Queen of Hell's run.
If you think of Bob and Dandy, I'm just reading the messages on the screen, that's all.
You're scaring the audience.
Yeah, I'm scaring myself. I can see too much of me. Queen of Hell, she, ran last.
She's gone to paddock.
Yeah.
Look, she hasn't trialled well. Her best trials are on top of the ground back last summer.
Yeah.
She hasn't trialled well. She raced the way she trialled.
Yep.
And she just needs to go out for a month, and we'll just get her back on top of the ground. That's her chance to, be competitive.
Crossroads and see what happens in December forward. Sandown, you went to Sandown for My Shiny Choice, and he come to the end of his prep. He's probably ran okay considering he's only beaten sort of the 4.5, 5 lengths, ran 9th. But it's been a really good exercise, this one, I think.
Yeah, he's done a good job, Matthew
Yeah.
Williams, with this horse. His form's been really consistent. That was his worst run, but probably the Adelaide run where he ran second, that just brought him to the end. And, you know, it was just a nice race for him at Sandown, so we had to send him around. He'll go to the paddock, he'll only have a month off, and he'll be back sort of around that Christmas, New Year period to see if he can pick up some races before the tracks get too hard. Pretty much what we did last year.
It's basically the same timing. I did have a look.
What did he pick up in the prize money this prep?
Just under 60,000.
60,000.
2 wins, 4 seconds. I think he was only out of the top 5 once in the 10 runs, which was the Sandown run. So, yeah, look, exercise well
Done a good job.
Yeah, terrific. I think it was Wednesday night, or it might have been Thursday morning.
I know it's 3:20 a.m, Pete.
Gorvin Park in Ireland, where Melburnian ran 6th. We both didn't see it live.
No, I didn't get up.
But when you watch the replay, if we were watching it live, I reckon we would have been a bit excited at the 300.
Well, she come out wide on the bend and actually hit the lead probably at the 300, and then just whacked away and ended up running 6. So I'm not sure whether he went too soon. I reckon Tony Martin would be saying he went too soon, because he said that with Heartbreak City.
I can remember that vividly in the mountain.
So I reckon he'd be saying he went too soon, boy. So anyway, it was a much better run. Her attitude was really good, and she ran nicely. So hopefully next time with a little bit of change of tactics, she can win. He reckons she'll pay away and she'll win a few for us, but won't come good till 60, he reckons.
If you get beat half a head in the Melbourne Cup and you're blowing up a Joe Barrera, it's a fair bit that bloke might have got hung.
I reckon he would have got a pasting.
So yesterday we had our Not a Single Doubt more bubbly colt debut called a Rotorua. I think that's how you pronounce it. I thought he ran alright considering he ran 8th. He's a big raw bone sort of green horse, and he drew 11 of 12.
Heavy track.
Yeah, did him no favours.
30 to 1.
I thought he was okay through the line.
I think it's a really good field. I think if you went through and just mark all those horses, probably the first 8, I think you'll find it's a really good form race, and I think they'll go on and win good races through the spring.
Yeah.
And our horse, it was a pass mark.
He's only beat 3.5.
Yeah, he's trialled really, really well, but it was just a shame he drew 12, and he was sort of back out of it, and then, you know, he had to be wide and used up, and he's still learning, racing against horses that have raced, and I think you'll find he's going to back him up quick, get him to 1200, and I think he won't be far away.
Late when a couple of horses come out of the side, you see him pick up again, like he wasn't dropping off, and he's kind of horse if you thought if he drew 4 in that race and been in it, some of those horses need that invigoration to keep running, but look, it showed me enough to suggest he'll be winning it.
You'll be on next time?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Well, we better clip Betty Allen under the ear, because he nearly declared it to you, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he's a real good judge.
Jockeys are the worst judges. While we were here at Sunstud, we watched Lady McPhee run 3rd at Geelong, and here's another case from my point of view where Barry didn't help us out. Had to go too far back, and look, she did a good job to circle him and get beaten 3. Winner was too good. She's ran 3rd.
Yeah, barrier 11, was it?
Yeah, 12, 10, 11 or something.
$19 into $5. I don't know where that come from, but
my pocket.
Yeah, she was in the gates for a long time, played up a bit. They had a vet one, came out okay, and got way out of the ground, and then had to circle the entire field. Ran on okay to run 3rd.
Yeah.
As you say, the run, I reckon she would have covered 3 or 4 lengths more than the winner, and probably got beat 4 lengths. So she's had a lot of runs this prep, so I'm inclined to give her a spell and set her up for the summer months.
I think she's another top of the ground horse too.
Look back.
She handles it heavy, but I think it takes away her asset, which is that
big
sprint.
finish.
Yeah.
Back as a younger horse, she really did have a good turn of foot.
The 2 Geelong runs, you could see her trying to pick up.
I think she's honest and genuine.
Yeah.
I think she's got ability, but I think you're right. Back on top of the ground, she's a chance to hit the line.
Righto, so that was our results.
Week.
We've got 4 to talk about coming up.
Just 4, Pete.
3 tomorrow.
3 tomorrow.
3 good chances tomorrow.
Oh, look out. Look out.
And then we've got one on Tuesday
He's the man that follows Carlton. He's got his new coach. He's up and about.
The Teague Trade.
Hey?
The Teague Trade. Any Carlton supporters out there? You are pixelated, in and out. Yeah, well, it's poor service here. Sorry, can't help it. We're pixelated, Darren.
That's probably a good thing.
That's probably a better view for everyone. Can't help the pixelation. Caulfield tomorrow. Yourself and Liz are going down for the day. You nearly bookends the meeting.
Yeah, we're going to be there for 5 hours. That's
race
great.
2 at race 9. 2 horses beginning with the letter C. First one called Collectible. Obviously, we've flipped through to the second to the new season, so she's now into the open age mares races. $7 chance on her last run. I don't care whether it's open age or not. She could be a huge chance.
Well, she's been running really well without winning from wide gates, doing a lot of work.
Yep.
And finally, we draw barrier 2. So what do? Get probably caught up in the fence and can't get out. That'll be what's happening. But no, she's busting to win a race.
Yeah.
She's been going around about $25 and flashing home nicely without threatening. But I think the extra 100, I think the nice barrier, she gets a chance to get into the winner's circle, and I'm sure she'll play. She'll win a nice race in the spring. She's a good mare.
The horse that beat us last start of Clinton McDonald's is in it.
Yeah,
one of the favourites. Good horse.
We made it 5 kilos better.
Yeah, there's 4.5 turnaround,
and we probably carry 10.
What?
It's raining. Less weight.
Paul Prushka's horse, good season, mare goal with a rat tooth or something like that. But she runs up to her best form. They're going to know she's about.
We're standing here in the rain. Liz is watching us on a phone.
Bit of a sun
standing
shower.
over in the stables there. Sun shower? Where's the sun?
There's
And it's
sun
heavier than a shower, mate.
sun
Let's
over
go,
there.
quick, hurry up.
Last race, after you've had a couple of beers and Chardonnays, you get to crack the code.
Can't wait.
Here's a serious filly. Mare. Lockie King on. Oliver's riding something else. That speaks like...
Bad judge, you reckon?
No, I reckon, no idea. The
$7?
jockeys. No idea. We're $7. Widely tipped across the rodeo.
She won't start $7.
If she runs up to her Flemington run, she's very hard to beat. What she had, 2 goes at Caulfield, 2 wins?
Yeah. High class mare.
Lockie King claimed 2.
Mick Price is up and about, gives her a red hot chance. So hopefully, for the owners, we can get back into the winner's circle. She's probably my best.
You had her best last time too, so it looks like you're going with her. We'll go across to where they're half an hour behind in Adelaide, Morfordville, and we've got our good gelding, our Turak Toff, Social Spin. Resuming his prep. Classy horse. I don't know if it's the slows are on, but they've not expected him to win, but he's $2.40.
Well, it's a small field. He's a class horse going to Adelaide. The strategy there is to take him over there, the trip away, and the run will bring him on for the spring. Rather give him a real hard run here, give him an easier assignment.
Yep.
Look, they're saying he needs to run, he'll be better for the run. I think first up last time he ran second to that good horse, Behemoth at the Valley. Probably surprised Darren Weir that day. So maybe you can surprise Mick Price tomorrow. But he's under the odds, you can't be backing him, you just got to cheer for him.
He's a horse that quickly gets to 14, quickly needs 14. I think last we went to 14 and just got done with Ethan Brown on, and then...
They've got a big mile, they've got a big mile picked out for him in the spring, Pete, so
this
is
horse,
a kick-off.
He's still untapped, so we look forward to that, and Kayla Crowther takes, I think, 2 kilos off, so he actually gets in well at the benchmark, but whether he's wound up enough's a question.
So 3 good runners there on Saturday.
Yep.
And then we've got to wait to Tuesday to Pakenham.
To the synthetic. I'll go for a drive over there.
1 horse.
That's my second home over there. Serious deal with Matt Kamani. Obviously at Bendigo we don't think he ran the trip. Ridden, we'd like him ridden, positively. Back to 22. I think Matt's going to get back to 2. But the calendar's not landing us too much in that range. So
back on top of the ground.
Jordan Childs on, we'll ride him the same. It's on the synthetic, obviously back on top of the ground. So look, I suppose he gets his chance.
Well, I haven't seen the field, I don't know, but he'll want to show a little bit more than what he's been shown on the wet. Maybe he's a dry tracker, I don't know, but I know Matt was just wanted to try something different with him.
Yep.
And we'll try that on Tuesday and see where he's at.
And I think we just hope we come away with a win, but there's a 2,000 metre race at Warrenville a fortnight later.
But it's going to keep raining, mate. It's going to keep raining.
It's going to keep raining,
It's going to be very wet next week. So who's your best for the week, Pete?
You obviously lobbed on Crack the Code.
Oh, did I? Oh, that's good.
I'm going to go somewhere else.
Ooh.
I hope they both win. But you can get $7.50 of the multi of the place. Crack the code. It's collectible in the Crack the Code.
You sound like Mick Malloy. He's only got one multi up in the last 2 years. You're on the same page.
He barracks for Richmond. I don't want to sound like Mick Malloy. Oh, look, collectibles are great each way chance, but I don't reckon they'll miss a place, either of those.
I think all three can run a place.
Yep.
And hopefully we can get a couple of winners, Pete, because we've started August a little bit slow.
0 from 11, Darren.
Too many wide gates, too many wet tracks, too
0.
many slow horses.
0 from 11, about 4 or 5 placings. So.
I think we'll go bang bang shortly.
Yep. Hey, while I was here at Sunstud, I did catch up with a jovial young fella.
Who was that?
Trainer.
Oh, you're going to put this on the update.
Saab Hasan.
How long did that interview go for?
No, I made sure I cut him back to under half an hour. It went for about 8 or 9 minutes. So.
Did he? Where do you reckon he got that jumper from?
Might have stolen off the missus. I don't know.
I don't know, it looked like I went through a hot wash.
A little bit tight fitting, you say?
Oh, I think he...
Well, the interview was from here up, which is what I was wishing was on Facebook with me. But no, interesting story. Saab, obviously.
He's got an interesting background, hasn't he?
He has, and look.
Can tell a story.
Yeah, that's why I had to wind the
So for those who,
him up.
I guess for those who are going to have a look at this on YouTube, there is a good story on Saab Hasan, and all those stories on those trainers that we feature all get loaded to our website. So if you click on the trainer and go to the trainer, you'll be able to watch those interviews at your leisure.
Yep.
And I guess when you're down at Pakenham next week, Pete, you'll be taking advantage of maybe catching up with another trainer.
Oh, well, there's a few I've got to do. It could be any of, I haven't done Bowman.
He's not down at Pakenham.
No, but just mentioning the ones I haven't done. Good luck to Daniel tomorrow with Be Good to Your Mother as well.
Yeah,
but no, we've got there's Tony Noonan, Danny O'Brien, there's a...
Heap to do. Anyway, you might be able to get one done next week while you're down there.
Yep.
Now, I also want to send out a shout out to Robbie Griffiths.
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit of disturbing news during the week that he's unwell, and he's going in for surgery on Saturday. And we want to wish him all the best, and Sharani, so our thoughts are with you. We hope all goes well, and we hope for a speedy recovery. But Robbie Griffiths is going to be off the scene for at least 6 weeks with surgery, and yeah, it just shows you, Pete, you've got to enjoy what you do and enjoy every day, because you don't know what's happening.
You don't know, and the nature of the Robbie's illness, I mean...
can happen to anyone.
Can happen to anyone, and look, I probably, and Rob would say this, he's got a chance to get it right. So we wish him all the best, and you've got plenty of support out there, Rob, and hope a few winners. Tomorrow will be a good place to start with a winner or two for him as well.
Well, as his staff say, when he's not around, these horses win.
Yeah, that's been proven too. There's facts there. Anyway.
Well, we're going to wrap it up. Have a look at Saab Hasan's interview. It's quite fascinating. And until next week, I'm Darren Dance with Peter Morganti at Sunstud, 4 degrees and raining. Business as usual.
Today we're having a chat to Saab Hasan, one of the ATB trainers, one of the new trainers on the list of a dozen or so that we've got. Saab, thanks for the chat. We'll go right back. How'd you get started in the racing industry?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Pete. I started training in 2004. Prior to that, I'd worked for Mick Shirky for a number of years, and I ventured out and worked for Johnny Sadler and Colin Hayes at the time. Then he got transferred to David Hayes, and I did a little bit of time with JB Cummings, Bart Cummings. So before I started training, I'd probably accumulated about 17, 18 years experience, and felt that I was ready to sort of, get in the arena and have a good dip, and started training back then, 2004.
Any association with Bart Cummings? Have to be terrific grounding?
Yeah, look, Bart was a very gentle man, and he was a very quiet person, and everyone knows him for his one-liners, and but he was a fantastic trainer of horses, and he really cared about his animals and loved his animals, and it was quite endearing to see a person of Bart's quality, how much love and passion he had for his horses, even though he was such a large trainer. So I knew back then that I didn't want to treat my horses as a number. I want to treat them as an individual, and it stuck with me.
You set up at Flemington, so we'll just go through how many you can train, and obviously the facilities there are wonderful, and just give us a rundown there.
Yeah, look, we've got 10 boxes and 4 yards. Horses in the yards are trained there all year round. We leave them out all year round, they love it. And we've got room to move to another 4, a smaller barn just not far from where I am, so we can do the pre-trainers there, or the young horses just coming in for a month or so. They can get quarantined there and come over. So all in all, I've got 12 in work, Pete, and I can train 14 comfortably. We can get to 18, but I probably don't want to get any bigger than that. I'll lose one-on-one touch with them.
That's just an important point we touch on now. The point of difference with you, a trainer, you're very hands-on. You take that as a real positive as a trainer?
Look, I do. You know, we got a horse off you guys, as you know, Serious Suspect, and he really needed that one-on-one, and we gave him that one-on-one, and it does take time, but if you're dedicated and you haven't got large numbers and you're not training 40, 50, 60 horses, which is pretty complex to do, you can give these horses the attention that they deserve. And if they've got the ability, yeah, we seem to get the best out of them.
Yep. Sure, great example there. Obviously, you had him from the start, and then he left, and then he come back. A wonderful story for you, Sure.
Yeah, look, he was a great advocate for us. It just showed really that when you are so pedantic and finicky, and you are that one-on-one, you give them the personal touch and treat them the way you probably should. What they can do, and he never won for 4 years, and when we got him back, you know, he won the Easter Cup Group 3, was a personal best. So to do that as a 9-year-old was very, 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 I don't know what the right word is, Pete, but it was just very fulfilling for us, yeah, and very satisfying. But more importantly, just to see the horse, yeah, do it was just fantastic for him.
Just moving on, obviously association now with ATB. How'd all that come about with Darren and Liz? Obviously, it's something we want to build on, and obviously you just mentioned Serious Suspect, but yeah, back to the initial start or connection.
Yeah, look, I've seen Darren at the races for a number of years, and one thing that I've noticed was that ATB's always had a representative at the races, which I felt was fantastic. I've never trained for another syndicator before, and I've really wanted to train for Australian Thoroughbred Bloodstock for that reason. I just love the way that they give their clients that one-on-one attention. And I kept bugging Darren for a horse, and sure enough, as you know, Pete, you pushed for Revolutionary to come to our place to be given that opportunity. He was a bit of a troublesome horse. We did the best we could with him. We got him going, but probably couldn't stay, so we retired him, and as we spoke about, we built that bridge and built that connection, and then when, unfortunately for Darren Weir, when he was suspended, our name was thrown in the hat, and we were successful to get the vote, which is the way you guys do things, and we're very grateful for the opportunity. And again, it was fantastic to get that horse over the line for you, because you believed in us, and all the owners believed in us, and it was, I just felt that, you know, we could repay you back for the belief.
Saab Hasan, going forward, you love Flemington, and you can feel that when you talk, obviously, from day one to now. What's your plans going forward? Is that going to be the base, or you're looking outward, or it's hard to grow numbers, and I suppose that's the ultimate?
Look, it is. Just a touch note, obviously Manning Tree Park, which is ATB's and Darren and Liz's Dances property, we utilise that to adjust a couple of horses, and they came back in great order. So also we utilised the walker there with Serious Suspect when we felt that he needed a bit of a freshen up. We sent him back to Darren's place at Manning Tree Park, and he had 9-10 days there and came back a brand new horse. So going forward, I think if we've got that set up and we can utilise it when we need it, I probably don't need my own place. But I'd like to, you know, for my babies and my breakers, I'd like to possibly get myself a place not far from Flemington, where I could continue to utilise breaking them in or handling them, and if they're just not ready to come to Flemington, well, then I can just take them away from the track and just give them that one-on-one attention. So we're going to stay at probably 18 tops, maybe 20 at Flemington, and we'll just utilise everything else that we've got around us.
Also, Saab, I believe you got access to working horses at the beach?
Oh, we do. We'll go to Altona Beach a fair bit when the weather's right and the horses are in full work. It's another form of freshening them up. Sometimes I'll go to Mandatory Park, as I said previously, and go on the walker, or alternatively they might spend a week down the beach just to freshen their mind up and their body up. And it's only 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back, and they spend probably half an hour at the beach. So yeah, we've got that option, and we don't even charge the owners extra. It's just part of the training.
Yep. Very hands-on, and we've seen that. Any preference with sprinters or stayers?
I love stayers because I'm a patient person. You've got to put time into them. I find that anyone can train a sprinter, but not everyone can train a stayer necessarily. That's been proven. And if you can read a horse, stayers are my preference.
Yeah. Look, it's been a great story, Saab. Obviously, you know, from humble beginnings and out to Australia and set up the way you are. We're loving the involvement. I've got one final question for you, and I've asked all the trainers this: Cox Plate winner or a Melbourne Cup winner? I knew that was coming. Good on you, Sabi. We love your involvement, and we look forward to.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, beautiful. Thanks, mate.